Hi, I'm Lucas McCann, CSO at CannDelta, and today we're going to be talking about everything you need to know to become a cannabis cultivator in the state of New York. On November 21st, the Office of Cannabis Management released the long-awaited proposed regulations for adult-use cannabis licenses in New York. These regulations are released following the OCM awarding the first 36 conditional adult-use retail dispensary licenses to qualified justice-involved individuals. These applicants will be the operators of the first cannabis retail dispensaries selling cannabis products grown here in the state of New York by conditional cannabis cultivators. These conditional cultivators were licensed by the Cannabis Control Board and the OCM earlier in 2022. Before you can start the application process for a cannabis cultivator in New York, you must indicate the license grow size and determine under what cultivation tier you fall. The tier and the classification you will operate have specific limits on uses and light sources for each type of cultivation. For example, indoor versus outdoor, or a mixture of both indoor and outdoor. A cultivator may only have one cultivator license in New York, but may have several sites. You are required to have a license to cultivate cannabis for commercial purposes. It should be noted at this time, the online application to become a cannabis cultivator is not yet available. However, there is pre-application work that can be done today. CannDelta is aware of the required documents needed to make a submission. Retained clients of CannDelta will be prioritized by our office to be the first to submit their application to the OCM to be considered for New York's first cannabis cultivator licenses. Cannabis propagation is permitted with a cannabis cultivator license, and license holders will be able to create their own seeds, clones, or perform tissue culture. A cultivator may acquire cuttings, seedlings, seeds, and clones, as well as tissue from any licensee authorized as a nursery. Unfortunately, the window to apply to become a conditional cannabis cultivator in the state of New York closed in June 2022. Holders of an adult-use New York cultivator license may also hold a cannabis processor license and a distribution license. If they choose to apply, these licenses have other strict criteria that must be satisfied independently of the cannabis cultivator license type. Important, the holder of a cannabis cultivator license in New York or a cannabis cultivator from anywhere else in the world may not be granted any type of adult-use cannabis retail dispensary license or a license to own a cannabis consumption lounge. How much will it cost to apply? Part of the application for adult-use cultivator, applicants will have to pay a non-refundable minimum fee of $1,750 for the Tier 1 license application, which will allow for less than 5,000 square feet of operation space. Application fees for Tier 2 are at least $6,250. Tier 3 is $15,630, Tier 4 is $37,500, and Tier 5 is at least $100,000 for 50,000 square feet of indoor cultivation space. For outdoor cultivation licensing fees, these are the least expensive fees, with fees as low as $1,000 for under 5,000 square feet, and with mixed lighting fees being the intermediate in terms of cost. If you would like to apply for a cannabis cultivator license, call CannDelta today to get started. The number's below.